probably no need to be spent.
Hey, did you send that, text in email or through the community forum?
It's on the website, under resources.
Oh, on the website itself? Hey, girl.
I think it is my handwriting, but.
So no, we need
And we're good. But you know what? I'm gonna still sign on Zoom because it's really helpful to see like what is in the chat box and, yeah. Oopsie, not that one.
Sanje Jodo Boje Jona Chanjo Barado Dame Janse Chen Dage Jansoi Jimbe Son Jen Dola Benje Sanje Rupa
May all mothers, sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mothers, sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. the teachings. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Good evening. Today, 당연히 party 당연히 통통. Send to you one
Okay.
the image.
Oh yeah, the mandala, but it's you can't see it very well.
That's okay.
Oh, okay. I think
Okay.
I have the same one. I can maybe hang on. Oh, Degandido. How did you know?
That's good. That didn't go to maybe do it.
The Be Hansaya Denda de Sopomandua, but
That
that's
did
okay.
good.
Okay.
People, which either do work or mandala.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, so
You can share the screen.
share it on the. Okay. So you want me to share it to the screen? I don't know if I can screen share.
Basically, this mandala, where those things. That's very good. But they don't have the Vajra. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. This is outside, okay. Probably this, yeah, I think outside, inside doesn't matter. Yeah. That's really good one. Actually. Maybe take picture and here.
It's not letting me screen share, so
Okay, that's okay.
I'll send it. I'll put it in the
Yeah, later
chat
on, that's okay.
box actually.
Okay, so now we page. You can look the text and that's okay.
I'm just gonna quickly drop this here.
Om sarva dano sarva dada gada ane lada bendra sobava ima go hai jingora jentara tuju je kurva tela sheba mendawa Gayo bale dumjune tuju dorje rawa nantu yu gomba song shen dene tu bi soje tuju mere chiru tu sungpa dara chala tiyang tuju jine kharadu domda loro Gekse rungwa nodang barwa zhugwa changde cangzeng zhegwa changjira de ha guba xialu beje na sonuwa de jibie mamba nojang de gele gela zhoba de tuju jianbu jije sangje je xiong ni ji dun cong
Asotadaga Barlokiyo.
almost about the Euro and
Okay.
Tangi de Tangi.
Yeah. Is it Om Sarva Tathagata Anilata Vajra Bhava Amagoha? Okay. So the mandala is surrounded by charnel grounds. There are different explanations about that subject. In the Tantra of the Arising of Samvara, it is explained that one meditates on the charnel grounds inside, here we go, inside of the Vajra fence. But Gantapada and others consider that they are outside of the fire mountains, but that's, I think, still not the protection sphere. The 8 charnel grounds are the following. The east is Chandogra, or most fierce. In the south, Karanka Bhishma, and I'm sorry, I haven't studied Sanskrit, so I always butcher Sanskrit terms. Sorry. Fearsome. In the west is Zvalakula, disturbed blaze. In the north, Ganvara, dense wilderness. In the northeast, Atahasa, haha, laughter. In the southeast, Lakshmivana, noble forest. In the southwest, Gorandakara, fearsome darkness. And in the northwest, Kilarava, resounding with Kili. The 8 charnel grounds represent the 8 places where the Buddhas reside.
어떤디 대송도 domjung네 tutu dorje rawa te nant yore sa ketandi karsa tutu
Torjigiro? Oh, yeah, okay.
okay ida na yore tutu rave nant gomba songhen ketanda karsena te yorwa karsena ngato jinkor kan tala tene dora dorje rawa tati peche protection trin sarwa dorje dora tutu merher se ajita tatal teni yores so this the mandala so end of the mandala, right? So this we call
the outer ring,
the mala of the Vajra, and then they round in the 8 channel grounds, and then is the fire. So here, the He Vajra, so I think first the tutu, right, the 8 cemeteries, and then this the kind of Vajra kind of mala all around, and then after that is the Mary, is the fire. So I think Tiu Pas, I think the Chakasamvara, so this also the Chakasamvara, I think there's 3 traditions, right? So what called this? Gandhava, Gandhava, and Nahoba. So Lugna, Tizom,
Luipa.
Luheba, Nahoba, what is Krishnachara, and Tiruba. So here saying this the Tiruba tradition. So actually this mostly we are this Dibungaju practice is the Tiruba.
Gandhapa.
So this Tiruba and Gandhapa, the bell, Tiruba. So that's the mandala is to 2 Merich Road. So this, I think, the fire, and then the outside is the 8 channel grounds.
But, so the question I just feel confused about, is that still, so does that mean all the Vadra, layers of Vadranet, all of that, that's before the charnel grounds or outside of the charnel grounds?
So this the three dwati.
Uh-huh.
Dorje rawa nantos.
Right, but Dorje Rawati, young Dorje
Tutu,
Rawati.
yes, tutu. Dumjung nes, tutu. Dorje Rave, not exactly said this, he's the Dutch one, I think.
Okay.
The first, the symmetry, and then this, the, what is the Vajra, and then this fire.
But Dorje Rawa, Chikbotri Yurwa, Yini young Dorje Rawa, Ladre, Tsama de Dangyam do Yurwe.
Really?
Okay.
So it's inside or outside?
It sounds like it's outside, right? Inside or outside?
No.
Oh,
Okay, so
Inside.
how they said English? Okay, I hear Dumjung ne, tutu, dorje, rave, nanto. Dorje, rave, nanto.
so they're
Tutu, dorje,
inside
rave, nanto.
of the Vadra fence.
So, first
But others consider that
symmetries,
they're outside of
and
the fire
then
mountains.
the Vajra.
I see.
So actually here, the Ngedong has picture.
So the fire mountain is inside of.
No, fire outside.
Outside. So that would mean that it is like Lincoln said. In some traditions, it's on the inside, and some traditions, it's on the outside.
So actually
Like
this,
actually outside of even
so
the
this, I
Vadra
think, looks
fire.
right. The Ngedong has, so first that China ground, right? And then this Vajra, and then this fire. Right? Okay.
I see, so the fire is the final ring.
Yeah. The mostly fan ring, but I don't know.
But here it says, in some others consider they're outside of the fire mountains.
No, this
So,
is the
Dudro
Ngendawa,
Chimpo
Tiruba.
Sanje Shune. Okay.
Okay. So then tutu ji data tin sarwa. Chetan tutu ji labdu telado. Tutu ji. I think already you said right. Tutu ji nes shart tomda. They already read that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I already read.
Okay. Tene ta tutu ji ti ke na la tutu shar je ke tutu tus. Shar da katsena tomda ri do tomda senati. Shar tomda ke na la shar ke tutu tu. Shar je tutu tu hen shar la so be hen ke meng la wa. Shar la so be jong xin ji. Ta ngone chi na ni du tutu re na la tene hen ji 추지 매지 띵지 tene karse gore choten ji ta tene ji choten re na ji yores you right now okay
Okay, so so it says, in the eastern charnel grounds, there's an acacia tree, and so forth in the other charnel grounds. The 8 great trees represent the 8 trees of enlightenment. There are, dinidi yang tesalo imba but there are 8, so there are 8 charnel grounds within each of the
okay I can
8.
report okay shar de la genya la gar bo so ji chigong da to chang jin bo so cha ke hyong bi jong xin ji se ne yin ga yin chi ji tong ba me ji ne ni mi ji yi xie dang chu jong wa ji ne sang ji re dun so to jer ba chang ba nian ba ji xing chong ji da jong ba so song bi lo kong ke nian jor mi ke tu tu ji so je to hua le song ba dan hian yang bei ji ru ji chue tian ji geng ru tang jin jiang tang qia tang qie tang jian zhen nam guo wa wo si.
Okay, so in the eastern charnel ground is an acacia tree, and so forth in the other 7 charnel grounds. The 8 great trees represent the 8 trees of enlightenment. There are 8 rivers in which 8 Nagas are living, such as yellow Vasuki and in the east and so forth. They have a curling snake tail as the lower part of their body, and the torso of a god with hands joined. There are 8 clouds hovering in the sky above, such as yellow Garjita in the south, and so forth. They represent the Buddha's compassion. The 8 local protectors that live in the trees are white Devasanga in the east, and so forth. They hold a flaying knife and a skull cup with blood, have the face of an animal, and are standing in the foliage of their trees, rising above the leaves from the level of their hearts. The 8 mountains represent non-dual wisdom. The 8 directional guardians represent the 7 successive Buddhas together with the victorious Maitreya. The 8 local protectors represent the 8 arhats. These are explained in the descriptions of charnel grounds given by masters and yogis. Moreover, there are 8 glorious mountains, 8 stupas, as well as skeletons, jackals, birds, dogs, wild animals, and so forth.
So now it's the more than 8. So, in the Dakoti to read on and so G Hago. It had been on a tongue more than 8, right? But normally to read on to do G or
Dudu Jeyore.
to do G or to do read on la, the some G or what.
Okay. So typically speaking, here it seems there's more than this, he said, but typically speaking, you have the 8 charnel grounds, and within each of the 8, there are like 8 particular things. There are 8 in each of the 8.
All right, now is same what you got is
Di chibare.
it's the Chipa, what Chipa you go to G non Chipa you go is Chipa.
But there are all the things that appear in each of the 8 charnel grounds are the same.
So we inanga so Chinkorpe Mambolo Yorwa, Luya Lela Yores. In a young quota and that the Penajinko Jitagas and Sapa Car Kalabna Chansotis and Koyatis Kalikapoyasaris.
So, actually there's a great connection in this visualization with also like doing the sand mandala. So it's kind of like easy when you're doing the drawing or doing the sand mandala, but then to explain it when you just like hear the words and without like the visual representation, it's harder to understand.
We say it's difficult, but also more difficult is understanding what they're talking about. Okay, that he we should do ye pay make it, do ye pay mandamaji, getting to Tewala Nimijin for Teedington Damajeba, Te make a shot of Samba Chembo. Nimiding the shot of Sunkam Jetapo, Samba Serbo, Pumbo du Nes, Geba, Nawa.
So in the middle of the Vajra Mandala is an 8-petaled lotus with 4 Mara seats. Above the center of each petal is a sun disk. Atop the sun disk, or it's more like I think at the center of each petal is a sun disk. Atop the sun disk on the eastern petal is the yellow chaste one. Atop the sun disk in the east is the yellow.
Yeah, the end.
All the way. Okay. Oh, Kaparbardu.
Yeah, that's it.
Atop the sun disk in the east is the yellow chaste one, Brahma, the chief of the form realm. The Mara of the aggregates represents conditions such as aging, sickness, disease, breakage, and so on that make obstacle to virtue. Atop the sun disk on the northern petal is the pale yellow king.
That's okay. So that Deleka talking about Karchigo Lamna. Not to Jetanda, Chu Chibala, Tene, do here, your language do here.
So in general, when practicing Dharma, there's the 4 Maras.
That Dela. That it in the Labu Saratine. In the Pumbo du Slabro, Pumbo du la Karsana, in that this That maybe we can ADS, maybe easier. Then Jatante Yoris, Nyomumbe do. Then that Naming Savudu. Then Pumbo do. Then Chidak do's, Yoris.
So there are the four maras. Here there's mention of the mara of the aggregates. So we have the four maras being the mara of the afflictive emotions, the mara of the son of the gods, which is essentially the mara of distraction, the mara of the aggregates, and the mara of the Lord of Death.
Da pechete kandisha on the pen naming Havuk do. So the Tatambonga subject, number Yingwa. Tell at the ane, number yang dogro, number G yang, then it take same time that Tembadan Higi maybe Jim Center at the end, then it wants to that, Nyongba, then Jagores, Hilang Soba.
And so the mara of distraction is, or the son of the gods, is just what it sounds like, that, due to distraction, when the mind is without, when we're without mindfulness and awareness, then there is opportunity for the afflictive emotions to enter.
The end of the Nyomba Chium Bicala, then I thought and they Pumbode, then Tondo place.
And
That's your mother,
And when the afflictive emotions enter, then there's disturbance in the aggregates. It's felt in the aggregates. There's like an unpleasant experience or disturbance in the aggregates.
Tinde in Bijum Central Tene, Teneda, no bache, no bache, Sem Trugdoa, Sem Trug, Loon to be Kabla. Then Cheda do say a jota, Cheda do this certain, then Nazota Tandeke Ketante to Tungdong some Dambina, then Nazota gave a short on Martin, Shendo Yoresta, gave a Yomar, gave a Hibris.
And then once the aggregates are disturbed, like the mind is disturbed, the body is disturbed, and then you have like the Mara of the Lord of Death. So if we're thinking about kind of this almost like causal relationship between the four maras, like in a temporary sense or in a short period, then the mara of death can mean like then there is a death of virtue, like we kind of are that causes virtue in that moment or at that time to die.
Okay. In that delicate is to Rimbo on some tango Sarawa, that Tambo de la Pumbu Durinoa, the lot are what Pumbu do.
So then you actually we can think about them also in a more kind of like long-term sense, which is, as it says here, the Mara of the aggregates represents conditions such as aging, sickness, decrease, breakage, and so on that make obstacle to virtue.
Then, next one, for Ambo Kamsers. Then, for High Ambo Jajinji, Kamser, High Dune, and Don Kamji, High Hunam, Chadok, Wanki Gevala, what he is.
Atop the sun disk on the southern petal is the pale yellow king. In the south, it is the king of gods, pale yellow Sakra. The Mara of the divine sun represents the fact that divine sons of the desire realm, because of jealousy, make obstacle to virtue.
Then not the Nyawana post, then not the Hindu Wanji Jetapo, Digdoje Nyawanke, Chedak do de, Chedak do the Gewachi Bitsela, what the Juba was.
So then atop the sun disk on the western petal is Nyewang Nakpo, or the black vassal king. In the west is the chief of controlling others' emanations, the six of the six desire realm heavens, the black Upendra, an evildoer Mara. The Mara of the Lord of Death is a Mara because it interrupts a life where virtue is accomplished.
Chando Chapo Wanchuk Chembo, Nyomombe Dune, Dochatan Hedang Las of a Chevi Wanki, Gevala Chibas.
Atop the sun disk on the northern petal is the white terrible one. In the north is the white terrible one, Rudra or Maheshvara. He represents the Mara of afflictions because if one is mostly under the sway of passion, aversion, and so on, it makes an obstacle to virtue.
다디 베제다 제너럴 노지 양고 지 랭 사당도 손으로 자샤죠도 도와 인다디 고 뇽모 두히데 고 가와자나 살라자나 디고레 강자들이 몰라 자나 디고레 디미지 방아서 뇽모 깨지 지비나 태양한테 두히데 창류 송교레스.
So in general, so this is, you know, each of these maras is connected, you know, with a different being in a different kind of in a different continent or a different place, and here, so or it can be, you know, like the afflictive emotions, for instance, each of attributed to the individual. You know, there can be kind of like the long run expression or kind of long-term expression of the four maras, or the four maras that can all be kind of present in a single moment or in causal relationship with one another at kind of in a temporary sense.
드네 장샤트 인지공부 샬로 노닥스르보 쇼노트 심보 나포 노비안트 타잔리 토가 ngo yung tu tabi kenjar tun jiwa tada tamchi ne no jinjik ten mada ba tamchi jongji tu nawi ngo hiyen kan tu jorwa gomba he jorbi kilam dorji tu pawos.
So atop the sun disk on the northeast is the blue lord of death. Atop the sun disk on the southeast petal is the yellow lord of wealth. Atop the sun disk on the southwestern petal is the black demoness. Atop the sun disk on the northwestern petal is the smoke-colored, fine-clothed one. Their heads face their heads face to the left, and they lie on their backs, belly up. Oh, Oh, okay. These steps are what purifies all impure universes, the container. Meditating on transforming them into the celestial palace is the essence of Vairochana. The path of transforming the basis is the Vajrayana.
Tene nipa jecha dorje simbe yela alas. De jecha dorje simbe yela ne tadan jo be junsen nga de lula jesu cha be nyembo dorje gomba tha. Lunga yi zomje jesu cha be nyembo dingen zi sumsek to gomba tha. No chui la jesu cha be nyembo hien kan ten tha tenba gomba tha. Mek so jinji chok tha, ka chu tha, sa chu tha, wo chu namso de mi nyembo ko che la gomba tha. Nipa yang chu la jesu cha be nyembo 이해 효과 공부하다 이미 로제트 처리 예차 돌제 신비인하고.
There are 5 reasons why the limbs of so then the next section is generating the principal deity and consort, the limb or branch of Vajrasattva related to attachment. So there are 5 reasons why the limb of Vajrasattva is related to attachment. 1, the antidote to be fully invested in the body is meditating on Hevadra as. 2, the antidote to be fully invested in body, speech, and mind is meditating on the 3-layered Samadhi Sattva. Wait, let me just see, sorry. So the first one is missing Hevadra. So the antidote to be fully invested in the body is meditating on Hevadra. This 2, the antidote to be fully invested in the body, speech, and mind is meditating on the 3-layered Samadhi Sattva. 3, the antidote to be fully invested in the world and sentient beings is meditating on the palace with support and supported. 4, the antidote to grasping to the 6 pathways of perception, the eyes and so on, and to the 3 places in the sky, on the earth, and underground, is meditating on the deities of the armor. 5. The antidote to be fully invested in dualistic phenomena is the entry of the jnanasattva's and their becoming the one taste of non-duality. Thus, to be fully invested is the limb of Vajrasattva. So this is just an interesting term in Tibetan, jecha, which is like, I don't know, really like passion, I don't know, how do you translate jecha usually?
I mean, it depends on the context, but passion, I mean, could be
Passion, and here it's translated as invested, which actually I think is really nice, actually. But it's just an interesting term.
다 디슈글라 다 가서 제렘 구미하러 다 제렘 들라다 늘 배치 제렘 디다 창조 남가슬라고래 제가 나기 가서 다 원장 같이 스탄기 가서 공수와 나기리 계직 다 두두세 계직 정치 순두 되네 출라냐당와 송거래 되네 도르제 숨치 세야 요래 되네 초아히치 말이 도르제 숨치 세야 인사래 되네 초아히치
Dorje Sumchi?
초가 숨치
Choga Sumchi.
도르제 히치 원장 같이 세야다 되네 좀 힌트였어레스
So then the next section here is so like with the generation of the main Yabum, or the main male and female deity in union. So first there is enlightening about suchness or emptiness, but actually this is the first of, so that he mentioned the 5 stages of generation, so which is called like these stages are Jangchupa, which is translated as like it's enlightenment, but in this context it's the stage of generation, how they arise. So the first stage of generation is the foundation of suchness or emptiness. And so it says with, the Swabhava mantra, all phenomena are naturally pure. If one relates this to the birth of the womb, this refers to one changes. Well, actually he didn't but there are the three. So there are the different ways of the arising of the form of the deity. So for instance, there's the instantaneous arising of the deity's form, which is like a fish leaping from water. All at once, one just arises in the form of the deity. Then there's the 3-stage arises, or the 3 stages of arising. Choga is like ritual, right? The 3 rituals. And these 3 rituals of arising, I mean, that's just the name, Choga, or the 3 rituals of the 3 stages of arising. So first there's the seed syllable, then the hand implement, and then the full arising of the deity.
Tene dorje hichi siya ta jetang dawo ndo ores jeti stinga he duindo gro mato tene dorje hichi tela tene eta tomba dorje tene sawo dorje yige dorje sok dorje siya ta ti hiki ya thoba tene yores.
And then the stages of the arising of the deity is known as the 4 Vajras, which is first the Vajra of emptiness, second the Vajra of the seed, the third the Vajra of the letter, and fourth the Vajra of the full form of the deity.
다 제탕 된다 망치지 가서 듬초 당다 늘 제도지리 도와 팀다 원장 같이 라고나다 창조 남방아 라고단 삼가 원장 같이 원장 같이 라고요래 되네 양다 망치 창조 남방아 라고요래.
So then most texts that we're familiar with, like Chakrasamvara, also Havadra, are the 5 stages of arising, the 5 stages of like manifest awakening. How do you translate that, Eric? Munjangnachi.
What?
Munjangnachi.
The 5 manifestations of enlightenment.
Okay, so same, yeah, the 5 manifestations of awakening or the 5 manifestations of enlightenment. So they're first, so this is the same, for both the Chakrasamvara and Havadra and many of the other sadhanas.
that that tela lela hyoyo ta nga so chetang nga so yidam tela chi nga so chewi ne kap khorang la ya tene yidam rang che suyo le zon de yidam la rang che suyo wa ta tega na ye ke chi nga sanje tela kharzung go sena sanje la tene samsun chi soni da peji ja chi yo de tena yi nga so ya chewi ne kap la ya ko tena yi yung go re zung go re.
And so like easy way to, so this corresponds, these 5 stages of arising correspond with the womb birth. And so like a way to think about it too is that as the form of the Yidam deity like fully forms, then corresponding with kind of like a Nirmanakaya emanation in birth or taking birth in the human realm, they're the 32 major and 80 minor marks of the Buddha, and so this is what accomplishes those.
Before that, that's an easy way. That is some no gorgule lana. Not so tangbotela. Tene chanchup senata. Chanchup number nga seyarawa. Tiji hakogres.
But prior to that, there are these 5 kind of main generations or stages of generation. These 5 stages of they're the 5 stages of manifest awakening.
That tela tangbotela nga so shetnomba ni la chanchobas.
So first is the ground of emptiness.
Tene den yinda la chanchobas.
And next is the seat of sun and moon.
Den yinda la chancho song yingdu la chanchoba.
Third is the seat syllable.
Tene tok changzai la chanchoba.
Fourth is the hand implement or mind, the hand implement representing enlightened mind.
Tene kuyong stoba la chanchoba sila wada.
And then there's the full arising of the entire form.
Ta nga so easy way understanding kariyesena pena nga so ta amaji kina la pukchagi yo na thangbo tela ameki ka wom tela tene tomba rawa oti tomba tela he tomba ni la chanchoba cha de yores.
And so like an easy way to relate it to the womb birth is that, like when a mother conceives a child, there's like the
This is child.
Got it?
Thangbo amek wom to tomba re la wora tomba ni.
Yeah, but tampo denda love so nga love you. In the so in first there's the empty womb space in which and the child like first comes into being from where inside of the empty womb space. So that's like the ground of emptiness or the ground the first stage emptiness which corresponds with the emptiness of the womb.
Tomba ni wa tomba ground ma wa tomba ni.
It's emptiness.
Okay, tomba ni.
Yeah.
Ta ti shugla nga so den yinda la chanchoba sila uyoro wa. Den yinda la chanchoba la de ta chi phamani ki khota. Tene karu thang marwon reba thala tene den yinda la chanchoba sila uyores.
So then there is the seat of sun and moon, and the sun and moon is like corresponds with the blood and fluids of the mother and father. So the father's fluids and the mother's blood.
Tene ti shugla ta song yingdu la chanchoba se ta pe ke chimbore. Ta song yingdu la chanchoba la de ta nga so chi phame khota de la bro. Phame khota de ta egg la bu na de ko te jin de be ka la ko manda ba de yores. 만다스나 이게 속도로 배나더니 이게가 이 홍도가 히 배남밤도다 한가 히 담도다 된가 히 홍도다 된 요사라고 라만다만달라고 지 요러와 어ten나 이든지 이게 속도지 돈은 그런 데기 요사레스.
And then next, there's the seed syllable. It corresponds with when the seminal essences of the father and the blood of the mother merge, and like actually what happens, in a physical sense, is that the egg is fertilized, and then the being, starts to take shape in the womb, and when it first is like in its very beginning phases of formation as an embryo, it takes on like different shapes, as it starts to develop, that are like the seed syllable. Like for some, it's like a hong, for some, it's like a bam, for some, it's like a tam, and so on and so forth. Like there are many different deities with many different seed syllables, and this also corresponds with like this stage in the birth process.
다 드네 직 밤에 코란 드네 림바히는 다직 드네 dunta 몽본도네 다 거기 가나 림바히도 몽고 용도와 다 등상 사이언스 하고 요래 드네 당보 갈세나 대요래 다직 멜멜세야 요다 멜멜세야 고란게 멜멜세나
I don't know.
멜멜센 데려와
Stage of the embryo.
Yeah, this 멜멜세나 되네. 직다 효노 되네 차기여서와 오다 직 바데 폼로. 되네 다르타르세야 장조사 되는 바 힌디어 스타텔라 고문도. 이나 타마데다 가르쳐서는데 피지컬 폼들라 되네 대화라 직 차기여레스 대화 데비 야. 대화 여러와. 대차 되네 야안도네 갑도 그렇게 바타고 되네 양골 레베 야라다 자도 차기여서와. 대체 안 되네 거기 기마들 디스 파워로 월은 디스 첨부 강나 첨부 기마 노르제노 지 차그레 슬로거다 노르제노 차틀라 톡 창생의 창초바스.
So then, each week, and of course, like science can see this very clearly, and there's even like direct documentation of like the different stages of development for the embryo and into a fetus and so forth. So there's a stage that's kind of like a beginning stage of the embryo, where it's almost like a goopy substance, like some lumpy yogurt maybe, and then and then it starts to form and it take more sort of shape. And actually what kind of begins to happen in one of the earlier stages of the fetus is that like the channels of the navel start to form, and so the navel and below becomes kind of a little bit larger and round, and then also it goes up, and the channels of the brain are starting to form, and so the head becomes very bulbous, and so actually the fetus sort of has the shape of like a Vajra, and so that is the stage that is what we refer to as the stage of the hand emblem, like the hand implement being the Vajra.
So the yogis, the amazing like what is almost each week or each day, how is the develop, how this look, the shape,
What the shape looks like.
And so otherwise that time is no cameras, but the amazing and also kind of interesting. Some in the texts they have knowledge, some they have clairvoyance, some the yogis can see exactly look like, So I think do you remember this the Tommy and Ian, these two brothers, right?
Asanga and Vasabandhu? Or is it Vasabandhu? Or Dignaga? No, Vasabandhu?
Tommy
Yigin.
and Ian, Anyway, they're two brothers,
Which one is Yigin? I forgot.
Saga and
Ian,
Vasubandhu.
Vasubandhu, okay.
Is it?
So this is the brother. So I think Tommy is what is the Asanga's older brother. So
Togme is a Sangha.
So they both is scholar, so both kind of practitioner. So the mom, who is like really clairvoyant or, but sort of like he testing, mom said. So they have cow, and the cow has kind of more pregnant, whatever, the baby. So then, so the mom said, okay, this, what is the baby, is the, male or female, or also which looks like color.
The mom has asked them both to see which one had clairvoyance. What is the color? Is the male? Is the cow? Is the calf a male or a female? And what color is it?
Right, and then so this the Yanyan, he's really scholar, but he's not really, I think, not clairvoyant. He cannot see. But he's scholar. And then he said, okay, yeah, first you say this, my brother, told me.
So, yeah, that was in English, right? Didn't he just say that in English?
No.
Did he say that in English? Okay.
What is it?
So Vasubandhu was the scholar, so he said, ask first he was clever. He had like clever foresight, right? So he said, first ask my brother, Asanga, who
Right.
was the one who had more clairvoyance.
Right. So then there's the Tommy, he look like really can see clearly in the womb what the baby looks like, male or female, and what color. So then, the Asanga said, okay, this male, and actually this is black color, but the one between the forehead, whatever here,
Like a
is
white stripe.
So then, so this is, so tell them. And then this the younger brother, so Yenya, he's, yeah, exactly same, but this, the head, between head is not white, but the end of the tail is white. So then baby born is the Yenya is here, right?
Vasubandhu was right.
Husband is right. So why? Huh? Right. So then they said, this mom, this husband, you are really special, you are like more clairvoyant. Yeah, Tommy is, good, he's good, but not 100%. So then husband said, no. Actually, Tommy sees exactly. I cannot see. But I know the cow baby how in the womb. So this just round, sort of like I think round, and the tail is the head. So Tommy can directly see, but husband said, no, I cannot see. I know how is the kind of scholarly how is the baby. So anyway, so that time is so some people they exactly see, but some the scholars they know. So that's two things. So anyway, so that's it. 단 니네 말 디테일에 단달라고 나이래 원장같이 세야지 요와 알리소리 원 forget 다 디슈라 꾸용 소바텔라 드네 단가 소 사마 강바투 라파투 암초투 사마초나 드네 다 꾸용 소바차레스.
So then, of course, the fetus then develops into a fully formed fetus with feet and limbs and all of the different aspects of the body become like fully formed. And then this becomes the whole body, the full form of the deity.
Okay, now, 다nga 순들이 말 손도 직바 직창리 인내양 다 착탕지라 되네 다다 직고랑 가 나네. 양세다 예다지 다 생성모 숨치동인데 베지 성보제 차요바티 양 텔라양 담이 디텐들 요소리 오다 텐디티네 다 텐디레스 데 하코지레스
And then there is the, so like with the deity, with the full form of the deity, then you have all of the different 32 major and 80 minor marks, which kind of correspond with, like a fully formed body that then becomes like in its, enlightened form, like Nirmanakaya form.
다 도와줘 준이 동반이라 장초 벌로 오케이 다 당보들이 내 당기라 보는 이러와 동반이라 장초 봐스 준이 동반이라 장초 봐네 오마서 보고 기도 서와들면 소보고 기도 하양 주어 담지랑 이제 넘버 타보 해바티 니제 당 요네 랑차 셈포마 타보 과도 남히 남가르니비 손노스다
So, first, with the first of these, again, the first stage of manifest awakening, or the stage that manifests awakening, is, it says, with the Swabhava mantra, all phenomena are naturally pure. If one relates this to the birth of a womb, this refers to when one changes life, and the Bardo consciousness, so to speak, abides in space.
다 티슈라 댄인달라 창초바스 위지 두기 댄지게 땡도 용포트 테네 용포트 아이우르레레레 안아 테네 양 아이우르레레레 안아 닌조르 티비 킹콜 멜론다 위키 히 히비 아이니 튠참 sambo 숨짓자니 지 모어도 졸비 다니 징골 냐강와 걸보 멜론데 위 이헤디 텔라 니치에 당자나 파메게 감걸보 워던 별비 이렇게 원장 담보대인다라 장초바오스 이나가 디고지 당가서 상지들이 지용비 깔라 콜구여서와 베몽보 꼬라 코네 드니 직다 파메 꼬란데 야서 꼬라 콜구여서와 꼬라 콜와 텔라드니 텐디체 sambo 숨치던 차버레스
So then you have, so then it says, for the manifest awakening of the seat of the sun and moon, in the center atop the 4 Mara seats, the following vowels circle like leftward. So you have a, I, u, re, re, le, le, e, o, ang, a. From the doubled vowels arise a moon disk. This is the mirror-like wisdom. The 16 vowels doubled are of the essence of the 32 major marks. They melt and become a white full moon disk, which represents mirror-like wisdom. If one relates this to birth from a womb, this is when the element of the father is propelled below. It is the first precise enlightening. It is the first. So it's the first stage of manifest awakening in the manifest awakening of the seat of the sun and moon. Above the consonant circle rightward or to the right. From the doubled consonants arises a sundis. This is the wisdom of equality. The consonants doubled are like a rosary of lamps. They are the essence of the 80 minor marks of perfection. The sun disk. Oh, you didn't get there. Okay.
So that's okay. So he thinks e quarters yarala shakasa tani logum do sarni do hina gaga da yarala shakasa haje ninjoni meeting ko de yihe kali ninjoni momentum ma de peji sombo je jungo ni meeting ko de nyama ni yihe de tela yang eche to jana payan kam karma bo ka che ke den da ha bi ni meeting ko somba ti den na onjang ni le den da la chang cho bo
So then, so starting again, so first we have the vowels, and then above of that are the consonants circling to the right, so ka ka ga nga, cha 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 da nya, etc. And from the doubled consonants arise a sun disk. This is the wisdom of equality. The consonants doubled are like a rosary of lamps. They are the essence of the 80 minor marks of perfection. The sun disk represents the wisdom of equality. If one relates this to the birth from a womb, the sun disk symbolizes the element of the father falling onto the mother's, or on it merging with, let's say, the mother's red element. These two constitute the second precise, or the second manifest awakening in this awakening of, or manifest awakening of the seat of the sun and moon.
Teni song yungdula changcho ba ne teni je ke us a tang hong le dorji yige som ji kin semba chigo ang ke semba so so going to do bi yi de den yin da re ji ji us a tang hong samba ne onjang song yungdula changcho ba de tela ni che la jana phamani je khota ke hwala nam kha la ne bi phadut nam hi tela nada ti hong tang ang ke
So between these two discs, Ang and Hung transform into an Ang-marked flaying knife or curved knife, Dukuk, and a Hung-marked Vajra. This is the discriminating wisdom. In between the two moon and sun seats, one thinks that there are Ang and Hung, which, as regard to the awakening, manifest awakening, are the awakening of speech. The seed syllables are connected with that stage of the seed syllable, which is also connected with speech. If one relates this to the birth of a womb inside the egg, made up of the father and mother's ovum and sperm, the nada, which represents the bardo consciousness abiding in space, is the hung, and the dark blue ang represents the entry into the mother's womb.
I think they're more extensive. So, Tok Changsan la Changcho ba ne sawon ni bo dorje yige somje kin sembale to go anke and sembara sumba namke farsi na nade ki yang so thi kamkar marji uso shoba tini ye ke thoba karbo tewa hongken samba yong to je to go ngona ke tewa anke and samba tini je so do be ye de tela ni che thang jana Changsan kabala yang to go ke number 2 one ne nge to go chabe ke kaba hyadun on din de have here hyadun ra thang bo mermer bo thang hyo da we chabang go so bo thang nonor bo hyo chaba macha da we thang dun zum ba la yang ta ta bo hyo leg bara chaba da we thang dun he ba la yang gurgor ne hyaye ke number 2 wa thang te ye ke da wa thang bo ne lu ji chi derwa gonjuk ni chawa gonjuk ni chawa chamjuk nyaye heba tela ji je ken dawa jure hindu ru dawa dawa jure hwa tan da re hindu rube la so pe sokcha nam je number to chorwa yeju do je chingwa ne songba da lu ren ki jemper chi ne thoma tebe hongken samba ti lu bo ji ye pa ne to go ke tewa anken samba lu bo ye chakwa somba was
So then with
tenen 원장 같이 힐라 톡 창세나 창조 보고서
So then, for the manifest awakening of the hand implement, from the two syllables appear a hung marked Vajra and an ang marked. Wait, didn't we? Yeah, no. So in an ang-marked flaying knife, or drikuk, the being in the bardo, taking the form of a space nada, enters in between the white and red elements. They are represented by, on the right, a white skull cup, whose center is marked by a hung, and to the left, a blue-black flaying knife, or drikok, whose center is marked by an ang. These two are the discriminating wisdom. If one relates this to the birth from a womb, the transformation of the letters into the implements, the kapala and the drikok represent the transformation of the fetus in the mother's womb. In the first week, it is ovoid. Then it starts to become like yogurt. In the second week, it is oblong, like yogurt before it becomes yogurt. In the third week, it is a lump, like well-formed yogurt. In the fourth week, it is fleshy, begetting the aspect of flesh. Then in the first month, the body mandala arises with the formation of a subtle head and tail having the aspect of a fish. Then until the 10th month, it transforms every month with the aspect of animals like a tortoise and so on. As said in the explanatory tantra of the Vajramala and others, the progressive formation of the body is represented by the appearance of a hung in the Kapala, symbolizing a male form, and of ang on a drikok, representing a female form. This process is the fourth manifest awakening. The manifest awakening of the mind, represented by the hand implements. So then fifth is the manifest awakening of the complete body.
그 용수도바 장초번에 텔레 워저도도 집이 닌다 니만 다와 성공 창세 니 초기 레발레 진거지 라서 워저 바다메 반 투비 노주니 텐지 진거 홀로 콜로 태양 상바 안보 니왕 인제 당의 노다당 덴데 당의 타상리 고려라서 바예네 헤발라서 베티니 알갈리케 상왕도 송초베티 니 선비아 헤자 주와 초도 가웨 그랑이 제소서
Okay. So from the Vajra and Drikok, light rays radiate and regather. The sun disk, moon disk, and the pair of syllable-marked hand implements mix together. Countless light rays of mandala deities radiate outward, transforming the vessel, the world, and its contents, sentient beings, into the mandala circle. Again, the light rays regather and dissolve. This is the all-accomplishing wisdom. From that, one arises in the perfected form of the male and female Bhagavan. This is the Dharmadhatu wisdom. But Ugapar Gawa, I think Tadu. Oh yeah, still more. Okay, from the hand implements, light rays radiate and regather, and the sun, moon, seed syllables, and pair of hand implements melt together. They emanate an infinity of mandala deities and light rays, which transform the whole universe, world, and beings into the mandala circle. It then regathers and melts, which is the all-accomplishing wisdom. The complete body of the male and female Bhagavan is the Dharmadhatu wisdom. If one relates this to the birth from a womb, this symbolizes the completion of the body in the mother's womb. It's exiting and taking a new birth. This is the fifth manifest awakening, the awakening of the complete body. The Hivadra Tantra says, Brahma, Indra, Upindra, Rudra, Vaivasvata, Vitanayaka, Narti, and Vimachitrin serve as cushions for Gauri and so forth. Vowels from a moon and consonants from a sun. Inside are the seed syllables. They are known as sattva, having a nature that is supreme joy.
다그 참마차 다 차여서리 다 태양 때네 durjen zimba jiban de la panne sacha beke kundo karbo ta David Durjin Zimbe Kapsu Kundo Nako Hiba Teta Yang Maluk Jundi Ninki Yemit Kundo Nahonzi Bandatara Asa.
Regarding,
Durjin Zimbatan, Pandan Durji Samba Kundo Tina Heji Cha Judo Help Hibas. I think it is
Okay.
help Hiba. Zaye Napo, Ye Gar Yomarva Takba. Yabye Hin Naba, Ding Ye Tuga Tuba, Jiwo Nato do Jemba, Here La Jemba Bosom, Zomdan Danking, Papa Gambo Ying at Jemba, He Chiva, Nuguhin to Zegba, Uta Serbo Chandan Jiva, Honka Dardrop in Jigby, Jigburn Zimba was.
regarding the generation of the causal Vajra holder, the glorious Sakyapas describe that his body is white, and during the resultant Vajra holder, the color is black. In Marva's tradition, there are no differences between the causal and resultant Vajra holders. The body is black, as it is in the case the case here. One arises as the causal Vajra holder, glorious Vajrasapa, bluish black in color, with 8 faces, 16 hands, and 4 legs. The main face is black, the right face is white, the left red. The remaining back 4 faces are black, and the top face is smoke-colored with an extremely wrathful grimace. The crown is ornamented with a double Vajra. Each face has 3 eyes and a crown of 5 dried skulls. He gnashes his teeth, revealing 4 fangs, while his yellow hair flows upward, emitting the sound of hung. He frightens even fear itself.
Non Hongda Tamalo.
Yeah. Okay. Yini ang ngon toki takwa ni lo yamarawa. Okay, di lo yan.
Tati Hula Tati Kund the Nazoda, the generation stage, the Kondo Yorwa. Tati Hula Nazo Tapas, that Junsen Kari, still Labuyasari, Tangtans, Labua, Moto Tabanes, Gedurja Kundon Tinane, Chujiki Yanglan, Jurami bin Songs.
So now you have the generation of the deity, and then you have the recollection of purity. So the purity of the various aspects of the visualization. First, that the bluish black color of the body of Haruka represents the unchanging Dharma Dhatu. The 8 faces represent the 8 doors of emancipation. So this is what we spoke about initially, the 8 types of perfect freedom.
Namtar Goji get humble, Jitembi get Namtar Goji ne. The Kasan Latters, Yasola Jab and Lozumi Zola Nambeta, Chebar, the Dog, Namganda, and Jimmy, the Longanda, Jamie. Sumiji Navatati, Namatra Jita Kasan, Mambolapta,
Lotna? Okay. So first, then it lists what these 8 doors of perfect freedom, or here they're the 8 doors of emancipation are. So the first are the 8 doors of worldly emancipation, the emancipation from seeing what has form as form, the emancipation from seeing. This is interesting, it's very different. The emancipation from seeing what has no form as form, the emancipation from the attractiveness of specific states, the emancipation from the sense doors of infinite space, the rest is the same, the emancipation from the sense sources of infinite consciousness, the emancipation from the sense sources of nothing at all, the emancipation from the sense sources of no perception and no absence of perception, the emancipation from the cessation of perceptions and sensations.
That is Kata number Travaji Telatako, number Travaji, David number Travaji, Tan Jiteli Mandebic number Travaji, Yosarawa, Tenita Tandandi, and Jiteli David number Travaji Kare. Then Papilla Mila Jaba, young topic, young topic, young topic, young topic, ta, young topic, sova, young topic, zorba, young topic, temba, young topic, thing it is.
So here it's a little, it goes even further to say that, there are the 8 doors of worldly emancipation, or the perfect freedoms that are like on a mundane level. And then there are the 8 doors of otherworldly emancipation, or perfect freedoms on a transcendent level. And so these 8 are the Noble Eightfold Path, being right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right meditative absorption.
타토 겐디 남타 고지네 상두 동셀리 꾸이 왕초바 송크 왕초바 토크 왕초바 준두지 왕초바 근들 왕초바 네지 왕초바 천년지 왕초바 진동도베 왕초바 지토사.
And then even further, there are the 8 doors of the final fruition, the 8 doors of emancipation, with regard to the final fruition. So according to Guhya Samaja's illuminating lamp, these are power over the body, power over speech, power over the mind, power of miraculous capacities, omnipresent power, exhibiting power over the place, exhibiting power of the enlightened activity, and power to generate whatever one wishes.
테네 다 차주도 이거와 차주도 들라 동니 주도 총비 동니 주도네 나 동만이 제 동만이 제 동만이 동만이 동만 전부 동만이 동만이 동남배 동만이 느지지 동만이 느만이 배 동만이 다른 게 동만이 동만은 나오면 미고 동만이 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 나이 동만이 주도지 동만이 도랑이 되니면 동만이 매고 동만이 동만이 주도 고스.
So then there are the 16 arms, which represent the 16 emptinesses. What are they? Emptiness of the inner, emptiness of the outer and inner, emptiness of what is great, emptiness of the ultimate, emptiness of compounded phenomena, emptiness of uncompounded phenomena, emptiness of that beyond, which is beyond extremes, emptiness of that which is without beginning or end, emptiness of that which is not to be abandoned, emptiness of the true nature, emptiness of all phenomena, emptiness of the specifically characterized, emptiness of the unobserved, and emptiness of non-things.
다 협히바네 두윙 호현 송바니 두윙 호현네 조 상생게 짐바 냠발마와 노동탕 튠비 쪼바
And the 4 feet represent the 4 means of gathering disciples, which are being generous with the teaching and with material things, speaking nicely, acting in accord with the desired goal, and acting in accordance with students' actions and behaviors.
이게 걸고 투제 첨부 심제 예수 차발라 용예 머와 추지기 영간 요감이 비달 알라히 상모 여기 현나바 타단 히랍니 스미바 타단 히랍니 스미바 달 토카진 투바 끝에 두좀던 요감이 비 다도 지워 나토도 제젠바 감성바 두좀도 세반천비 히리리 잼머보 솜솜 탄덴바 야와링이 켄 총지도 도감의 네니 위젠바 너긴 좀비 바오 히 체와 뉴거 히게제바 산지지지 연태 공동 벨베다 오타서 고첸데바 공거다로 원지과단지과 렌즈바 히비 두관두처도 토고 고치바고서.
So then the main face being bluish black and looking forward or facing forward symbolizes the natural purity of the expanse. The white right face represents the purity from the adventitious obscurations of afflictions that are to be abandoned. And the red left one, the compassionate affection for sentient beings. The symbol of the unchanging Dharmadhatu is the remaining back 4 faces that are black. The symbol of the non-duality of means and insight is the smoke-colored top face with a wrathful grimace. The sign of the unchangingness of the body in the 3 times is that the crown is ornamented by a double vajra. as he sees the three realms and the three times, each of his faces has three red eyes. To point to the five Buddha families, each head is crowned by the five dried skulls. As he destroys the four Maras, he gnashes his teeth, revealing four fangs. As a sign that the Buddha qualities are ever increasing, his yellow hair flows upward. It is said that emitting the sound of hung, he frightens even fear itself, because he is fierce in order to tame the wicked.
This one. Tene cha chudok ke thoba chudok so we nang ke ye je thangbo na lambo che karbo yong je thangbo na sa ye lamo thang je ban zin bi yom lang chu ba he ni la ba la ta ngombo o hyap ni ba la ta ye ni ba la ta ngombo sum ba la homo khawa hewa la khala marbo nga ba la ngamo te kar thu ba la me marbo nim ba la Hyarawa ba ngombo, Gebala ne chila kawa, Kanang to choba, Yongji ki nila, Yongji nipala, Nachung karmo, Sumbala Nachung toka, Hebala mehla marmo, Ngabala ndawe lamo karmo, Tubala nime lamo marmo, Dimbala inje manapo, Napo, Jebana, Norda sacha, Jenzi bi heche choba wasa.
The 16 hands each hold skull cups. The first two hands embrace the female consort, while holding a white elephant and a skull cup in the right hand and a yellow earth deity in the left. Within the skull cups in the remaining right hands, there is a blue horse, a brownish donkey, a red ox, a gray camel, a red human, a blue sharaba. What is that? Okay. A cat with 8 legs. And then just a normal cat with a white mark on its forehead. They all face inward. Within the skull cups in the remaining left hands, there is a white water deity, a smoke-colored wind deity, a red fire deity, a white moon deity, a red sun deity, a black lord of death, and a yellow lord of wealth. They all face outwards. Right, I had heard something. Well, a lion and a cat are pretty close. A feline creature.
Just on her sheet notes, it says lion.
Okay. Mhm. 8-legged lion. And
Dina et loya timilo. Kawada jeba chila kawa kanang to choba. Yongji nipa chila kano. Tambo la yela mondi yongji kadang nipa ta ngombo zombala. Ngombo kawa hiwala hana maro ngabala ngombo kawa tukwala.
is that in the other book? Depnanga.
Okay. Da dini chi da di shugla terida changsen ke thone se. Tela cha yepa na judok ke toba judok sungwe nang ke sokcha namne se. Khole chungwa da yeje thangbo lambo che karbo loni serwa. Yongje thangbo na saye lamone goye wangchung songba. Zimbi yomlan chuba. Yeje nipa ta ngombo ke ungni siwa. Sumba ngawong sumba na hongwa kamba joni siwa. Hibala ta marbo kamjini serwa. Ngabala ngawong kaba tekan zeni siwa. Tuba na memarbo wedini serwa. Wenzini serwa. Wenzas what means. Dumba na hyara garbo ngombo chimbeni siwa. Jebala chila kaba servini siwas.
Then in his 16 hands, Hevadra holds 16 skull cups. The meaning of the animals in the right hand are explained in the Vajra Panjara, In the first right hand, there is a white elephant that dispels pulmonary diseases. In the first left hand, there is an earth goddess that represents power over the body, and it also embraces the female consort. In the second right hand, the blue horse dispels respiratory diseases. In the third hand, the brownish donkey dispels mental diseases. In the fourth hand, the red ox dispels blood diseases. In the fifth hand, the gray camel dispels leprosy. In the sixth hand, the red human dispels skin diseases. And
with
the
the skin disease? Okay, with the. Okay, that's one.
with the
I know with is too bad, but that's okay. I think skin disease.
in the seventh hand, the blue sharaba, the eight-legged lion, dispels liver diseases. In the eighth hand, the cat with a white mark dispels spleen, pancreas, and pancreas diseases.
Tingi cha yongpa ji na hene dewa ji bi kedar sayalamu. Chune dewa ji bi dar chulha mene dewa ji bi mela longne dewa ji bi longla nyomba na sewa ji bi dawa nyomba sekbar ji bi nyema nyomba zawa zijne zo bi inje senna ju bi bondo no bi no das.
The eight left hands there, in the eight left hands there are the earth deity, which symbolizes the generation of bliss from the earth. The water deity symbolizes the gathering of bliss from the water. The wind deity symbolizes the expansion of bliss from the wind. The fire deity symbolizes the ripening of bliss from the fire. The moon deity symbolizes the cooling of the afflictions. The sun deity symbolizes the burning of the afflictions. The Lord of Death symbolizes the uprooting of afflictions. The Lord of Wealth symbolizes the cutting of avarice and the manifesting of possessions needed and desired.
Ti yopa tene yepa toba ji kenan to lombo chila sobe simjen je botla namje ke don hero kala tawas yongpa toba ji de saye kala mola sobe he jebo he chani ba thermo nyakar yarwa simjen tamji dewa darbe das he cherse bo.
The eight animals, the elephant, etc., and the skull cups of the right turn their face toward the Heruka. The eight gods, the earth deity, and the others that are in the eight skull cups of the left have one face and two arms. They join their palms at the heart as a sign that they bestow happiness to sentient beings. They turn their face outward.
He hyap he ndumani Yongkom ye jambe Champatang Tapo, Jamani Katabje, Ombotang Yawang La Nemba, Kula Techentang, Rubeke, Chajanga, Mungo Tohar, Hab Hibi, Dumani, Yongkom ye jambe Champatapo, Jamani, Ombotang Yawang Nemba, Wote Techenge Rote Hasula Choba Yamba. Ruby ke chaja nga yihe nga herab rangi jen zombe mengo lombe to her
Of the four legs, the front left is bent and the front right extended, trampling upon the chaste one and the terrible one respectively. The back two legs are in dancing posture, stomping upon the king and the vassal king. The body is adorned with cremation ashes and the 5 bone ornaments, wearing a necklace of freshly severed human heads. Of the 4 legs, the front left leg is bent, and I think this is the same thing. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Something.
I think so. Gekpa, Pawa, Lasokpa, Lo, Yomarara. Did I? Or maybe not. Okay. Of the 4 legs, the front left leg, the front left is bent and the front right one extended, trampling upon the chaste one, Brahma, and the terrible one, Rudra. The back 2 legs are in dancing posture, stomping among the king Ishvara and the vassal king Upendra. The cremation ashes on his body are ornaments made up of corpse ashes smeared on the skin. The 5 bone ornaments, literally bone mudras, are the 5 wisdoms, and he wears the necklace of freshly severed human heads that point to the nature of insight.
Tene dan je tanga kargo la gro tene gegbo bawan je su ro chowa ngamba hiba ningje de ngo sawa de kargo nyam thang dem ba yi ji me hung ba lo na hyo ba os.
So also he is displaying the 9 moods of dance or dramatic sentiments, which are erotic, heroic, dreadful, wrathful, majestic, laughing, compassionate, peaceful, and awe-inspiring.
Tene yen da de ta je chin pe je hyo ba sa lo so. Da yi hi me bong la na hyo ba os ro.
And he resides amidst a massive blazing expanse of wisdom flames.
Looks good now.
So I think we have a couple things. Let me see what's going on in the chat box.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see that we were going to share a mandala image, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. But before this is over, I'll try to share it. I can't remember which Lama told me this, but I was told only in Chakrasamvara Vajravarahi are the charnel grounds considered to be inside the indestructible fence. I have no way to check the accuracy of this. Tini lama chiki, tini su sung ba yimba dringamedo, yini yang dim chok tang, pagmo yedam mato, shimbala de duto, de dorje rawa, nang de kongso de dim chok tang, pagmo chikbo, de nang la yimba, yinjire, de nadawa ko song. Shimba Tsangma Chilo La Yojire. He thinks that is true, that's correct. If someone there could type out the list for the yellow group. Oh, okay. Did anybody do that? Yeah, okay, thank you, sorry. Are there questions, Lincoln? They're all addressed. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
A few questions. First,
Mike, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
I'll share
yeah, we
that
take
too.
picture here, you know. So if you have that, you know, so that's good actually. I think that's good picture, I think. Good
Okay.
image.
the first question I have, and the 8 different corpses surrounding the main deity, it was mentioned that they're all facing towards the left on their backs. Are these situated a certain way on the petals in terms of the orientation of their head and feet? All right, so if all the heads are turned to the left, right, laying down, are the feet towards the deity, so they're all looking this way, going around, or are they on the side, perpendicular to the main deity, or does it not matter?
The corpses on the petals, or sorry, are they on the petals?
Yeah, so all the corpses on all of the petals, the 4
petals.
Maras and then the 4 others.
Yeah, okay.
Drupan said that the heads, they were on the back with the heads facing to the left. So I'm wondering, what is the orientation of the head and the feet on the petal? Like, is it feet towards the main deity, or head towards the main deity, or on the side towards the main deity? Side.
Yeah.
So the heads are
So
facing,
like perpendicular, maybe, right?
so the heads are facing away from the deity or towards the deity?
Perpendicular to the deity is what I
Side,
understand.
so, right?
So I mean, if I'm on the pedal right now and I'm laying down, am I facing like this away? Or are my feet this way and my head is facing like that towards the deity? Well, no, I mean the ones around the pedals, you know what I mean? On the outer pedals.
If Drupal is Evadra,
Yes.
then the corpses are underneath him. So the
No, no,
corpses-
no.
No. The ones on the 8 pedals around. Yeah, the outer pedals. So like, am I like this looking at Drupal, or am I like this?
Oh, what side?
Looking
Got
away
it,
from
got it, got
Drupal.
it. Yeah, yeah.
So if I'm Hivadra, are the corpses' faces looking at me, or are the corpses' faces?
But didn't it say facing and not facing? Where was that? It didn't say facing, or which they're looking towards, didn't it say?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right, I think this is the kind of like, not facing toward to the, I think, deity.
So facing
Right,
away.
yeah, like that, huh?
Okay. Okay, next question. So with the deities in the right hand, or the objects in the kapalas in the right hands facing towards the main deity, and the objects in the left hand facing
Outside.
away,
Yeah, this,
is that supposed to, symbolize that the forms in the right hand are protecting the practitioner, kind of, and the forms in the left hand are benefiting beings?
defeat the
Expelling, or
obstacles
protecting.
something,
Okay.
Like the same as like when they face in and they're protecting cities, and they face out and they're dispelling obstacles, right?
Right, yeah, I think.
Is
yeah.
that right?
Okay, next. What, for all of the deities in the hands on the left, what is, what are each of those, what is a water deity or a fire deity or so on and so forth? What does that look like?
I think this the water deities, right? This the luck, what is the Kabbalah? I think he already said, right? What we
But what, kungso the namba gandedo, kungso, what do they look like?
the female deities, right? I think look like deities, but these I don't know animals, so just sitting there.
Okay. I think that's it from me now. Thank you.
Thank you, Preston.
You know?
In later translations, they were called deities. In the first translations, they were called goddesses. So,
So are they male or female?
Mostly female, I think, one side, and then I don't know animals. I think water. I think also these 5 elements, right? I think.
So,
Those would be female, the 5 elements.
So my question is about the C syllable for Narapnya. In like the text, it says like, it's or ang.
I think
So
and this that this.
the
Lego, yeah.
nada Lego.
Right.
So how is that different? Like with the syllable om, right? It's like a ma sound.
Right.
Why is
Why is it
Ang
instead of
and
am?
not-
Right. Okay.
Um.
So this is okay. So that's we really need to learn. Okay. So these days, I think. So particularly, you see, with Sanskrit. So now I said, okay, the Tibetans, that's wrong. So now it's the original, the Sanskrit is, okay,
And that would
Vajra.
be what interpreted to be
Right. So, and then like also we Vajra or Banzar, and so I looking a lot. So because these Tibetans not mystics, the reason is that time is the perfect scholars learning Sanskrit, So the learning Sanskrit that time is how much they translated. But no since then Tibetans continuation. A little bit pronunciation maybe can change, but not really mistake alphabet. But now I think Varanasi and there's a lot of scholars, the saying, so these days this is just kind of southern Sanskrit. So right now we're using the Sanskrit, right? So there is Dharma language, Odiyana, and that's real Dharma, Sanskrit, so language. So your question is, so I learning the Sanskrit looked up, like how to reading. So what called this? Zero, right? Zero, whatever it is.
Legor.
Legor.
The little circle on, there's a
Yeah,
circle on top
so
of the
this circle
letters.
is
that
depending how you use. So like, or this, the three you can use, or you can ma, or you can na, or you can nga. So om, they're using ma, om, right? So om. And then is the, right now, the a, we can use the nga, ang. So like we, this also Vajrasattva meant, right? It's a ten, right? It's a ten. So that is the ten, actually using na. So this kind of, I think you mistake, it's a tam. That's wrong. So that is the wrong. So I guess specific how use, and also this the Tibetan there's how to read, how many alphabets, and also specific for Sanskrit we call Tibetan. Normally no need the Tibetan's language. We call Tukpo, Nga, Lokpa Tok, right? So Tibet no need like upset what the reward star, the specific for the learning Sanskrit, right? So this, so the stack, the 6 different stack letters,
The stacked letters.
and the rewards. This
The
is
ones that are
Sanskrit.
unique to Sanskrit language that
Right.
are not used in Tibetan.
So I think we really need to. I think we thinking a lot of particularly Westerns. Oh yeah, this is real Sanskrit. This is just Tibetan. So I don't think that is. So this that time is Sanskrit is like all the language. How much this 84,000 is translated to the in Tibet? How the mistakes like alphabet, That's impossible. And also, like India, is like, I don't know, like, and maybe until today, like thousands, they destroyed this language, everything, But the Tibetan sense then translator, like from the Marba, until today, there's the continuation, so there's not really break. How they mistake the alphabet, If you don't know the alphabet, how we translated the 84,000 teachings to the Tibet, So that's really need to aware, So.
He wants us to stick with the Tibetan
Right.
pronunciation of the Sanskrit.
So now the scholar, they found it more and more, the northern, the Odiyana. So Dharma is that time is mostly northern. So like Pakistan, Afghanistan. So that time is real language, the Sanskrit language. So, but these days I think one scholar says something in the southern Indian language, Sanskrit. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Buddhist Sanskrit is very different than
Right, yeah.
like what you find.
Right, so
in-
also we did, these days everybody say, oh, that's Tibetan, it's wrong, So I not said I am Tibet, that's why I Tibet right, but this is the logically is how they're wrong, how they. Indeed, we can say yes, they destroy the Dharma, this changing law. There's no Dharma, but Tibet is never changed.
Right. Well, just with this syllable, with the Lego,
Right.
because like in Tibetan shorthand, like sometimes for, you know, if they write the word for path, like lam, right? Sometimes they'll put like
Right.
a la with a,
La with a Legor.
Lego.
Lam,
Like a
mom.
leg
Right, so
or
that's
palm.
the different, you know, this
So that's the-
Tibetan the letter is like the short letters, cursive letters, the different way.
right, right.
But your Sanskrit is this, I say exactly how these, the second ones can use, depends your which letter,
Right.
exactly like.
Does,
You
does,
use the om, or use the,
The ma.
nga, or you use the ma, or you use the na.
Okay.
So
but
different.
does the Ang have a crescent moon?
No,
No, no,
No.
no.
Okay.
No, no, it makes sense. Thank you.
okay.
Drupanla, the request is for the moon.
There's, there's a
Okay,
request.
so yeah, that's good, okay. I don't know long ones, even though we not really. But yeah, that's okay, we can shorten.
There is one more question here, though, from Lisa. So she said, is the mantra, I think she's actually talking about Nairatmiya's mantra, I think, part of the Sanskrit alphabet.
Mhm. Khalas, no?
Tini de dagme magi nga yorowa. Tini di dang ali kali dang chikpa orbe.
Chiparo.
Ali.
Yes,
uh-huh.
Chiparo.
Yes. It's the vowels.
Super smart.
So now he will give the transmission.
인터넷에서 걸어로 이러다. 엄소대 미미닝지 전부 정서도 전장 상아 종지의 이행 간도만 저기서 뭐닝지 닝지 양포유 주비 지메사라 동아지베 등종로도 샤르 왼중에 어리야대와 동다와 다베샤로서 원데 나와 다베샤로서 원데 인저로 원조 마당gel라 동도 전장로도 레제서 동지에 durje니로 나로바 머바로 제가로서 원데 제대 전송하다 조동제 예조 조고 가와 durje 망어 전제 공가 durje 형 세제 답에 협라서 원데 공가 청와는 전송보다 링지 대봉 주제 전선 당 대통 순조 성제 연대당 노주여 점정등 라서반의 점정 결과로 배조자당 주제절보 정한 단진 전수민 견전 희라 배상당 전 분소형 라서반의 도바단의 중바된 전당 제고 성제 주제 분소당의 니버터 기본소당 견전 주제 통과로서반의 캡다 변천으로 모조당 전주도와 안텔레 송보당 통도 주제절보당 주제중에 결라서반의 성전들 제대된 견전 민주로 정황절보당 통진론도 그나마된 경승미 공주연된 전소랑 견전 그나마의 기wo Tuden Jensen Hibi, Loro Dan Denzi, Tuden, Yalazo, and the Lama, Sudan, the Mogu, Hugda, Tobos, and the Lame, Chenam, Saman, Jugo, Paya, Paji, Simber, Jingelo. Jimden, the Jay, the Jing, Godo, Rimni, Lamje, Chodaba, the Kaju, the Jen, Shangamo, Compon, Sendini, La Toba, Joagan on the Middle. 사단 남제 연태로 돈에도 전형의 공무원요도 희리 반자의 랑견인가 님이 진구를 제대된 데에 걸보라 홍래 오스런 도베 류담지 강 디과데 바담지 동보르조 홍예조라니 계제게 배들지 해제장이 봐 그세베지 오음디마 토건 홍 본셈버라 저 오면 아무도 하나 너무 소모시서로 서로 동백강래 양랑로랑래매 오마옹래 더베제베송마라 네베알래 더바양신에 자체베 농제농도 홍방안zen 감당라망방담래 라지베도 정가당 향아 하호제 대남제지로마 소라 땡땡데 지도지지 대왕고 토도nem바 제저베 농게메 버라 더바로 향아도 정하고 옴다알레 주변의 지도지 홍다 제반음제 기예도 제견당 니스미바 템버 정마오 제안타다 제도 제기베 기예도 제조라다라져서 하 다다 마저는 기나 다냐 베스면은 주주 좀디 와던 지제 고도 연는 나는 지제 뭐 저거 주제 뭐 동라 제게 되는 요 법에게는 담지 정하다 진짜 다다 지버 지베 보나 뭐 도모노 마저는 요 이런 지건 저도 너무 산이 집내니 나와져서 저 담에 저도 마저는 저 뭐에게는 나와져서 저 보고 거는 지금 좀에서 이게 지잖아데 만나 마저는 저 섬에 굉장히 돈이 더 가졌으면 미해르게 고마져랑고 뭐에 라니게 제게 돌제니 가라님이 쟁거지 위선담이 쟁거지 라도남제는 가라 저가 모두 당세몬이 좀 위에다 가지고 마다마단 게 말에는 메디지 보가서네 대기론 저 돌진지에 봐보는 장리동인데 남아제네 좀문지 노자 전부제 잡이 뭐 녀골란치 많이 오고래다 홍소 조래다 홍소 메달레 홍소 문게마레 홍소 하 버가세요 홍소 니야브라 홍소 전라라 홍소 dom네 홍소 공초 송라다 제리 보메게 소리 양도 베게라제 나선이 전조 이제 소선이 조라 손조라 장조 버다제 라자 제 랑제 동제라 제 나니 장조 숨조지 이마호 숨제 근노제레 장조 조원지 신등 로라 베제 선제로 버리 해 만자라 땡게랑 이제네 버저 나와나니 베드년에 버다 데베 저는 메 동안 동안 이제 되면 년에 자단이나 집에 다녀오니 버라 주러제 만에 현에 다녀나 매선들어서 보고 이마오고 동면한 배만 담아제 바당 상바당 안보다니 왕다 저보다 뒤 남아 괜찮게 땡들 내가님이 진거라 제부터 땡다니 바는 예다니데 가라 주러 달고 저 서른들 땡나지 선보라 저제 도제근 어디나 계제자 자주도 샤베예 자예 마라 보이게 뭐라와 저기 제나바 당게게 제와 저와 조와나서도 지나게래 라잔 소모소나데 ken가 토바가 뭐게 그전바다 저 유거인데 저와 담아사기네 저와 동다 로바남네 지게 제바오 자주도제 토바 주도 송미에나게 이제게 통보관라 랑보체 가르보 랑보체 가르보 용제 통보 상모 제변 제바 용나 주바 이 니바다 공보 좀발라 홍가와 ngahibal라 와라마로 nga발라 홍와 가르바 두발라 제바드 발라 샤 마르보 제발라 칠라가와 남제 나도 조바다 나도 조바다 제게 니발라 칠라 가르보 chula garbo zumbala lungla tuka hiwa la mela marwanga bala chula garamo tubala nyimi kala mo garbon timbala ne nyum yabala nandro samo namaje cho ba wo hiwa he de ge ge ne je ge ne ba yong ko ba jang be ke thomba da bo ni thomba da bo ni ma je ge da je dong bo la ne ba ge ta jo ba de be ge cha cha nga chi ba mo go ye tolong ge chi ba ge ba bo wan je so rong wa to wa nga你也希望我这话的个个娘当的我一些没问不着弄到小吧我都这样父母老公到某某些cha你讲什么讲什么些叫我心头在把我查实不现在这把家也这个当用多把自己经验讲别到这小吧我这边给家我他们跟我举到现在讲一些没问不着弄到小吧让给你家长当着一些生活当天头搞来定这些生活那年的吧红波当天用这头干的经过决定的这些我们波我在这堂街吧我在这堂街吧他们姐姐每个我们的姐姐给的木头见到不那位姐姐到那见到的见到过那我们的姐是那都见到我们姐俩我们俩都叫都见我们的话刚来找都见到我你给我到现在我姐姐给做的这我妈红准备好了姐姐给啥就么送都是姐头嘎啦真把你看了姐姐给这没结婚了姐姐给就变那后嘛都跟真把其他他们讲姐真把他这个讲就把穷的就么姐中姐说也给两老小把他就让给你结婚了就我人准备一些节什么过的我问对见那个检查我们可以咋做的红别的的红给嘛的或天上给这个红了我人都被忘给了人我那几块钱了我们提起一把跟你到老王过来写字把他别的写这个写这个送头就是呢都给这把都讲看到嘛那么些都这些红包王各种可乐些这个都这些空一点这些那么大全浪漫的问题，我来做我演员节目就别给我见吧了，就我们是吧？我们什么下啥有的说，我们帮，我们在那里的，我说我们在不别对别，阿拉给的，你为的阿拉给我们过来咱们做的咱。 Bedalengi Mare, Bugasa Havari, Zandale, Dumbini, Chuji, Ninjura, Mazon Zubur, Juji, Yetogi, Juji Julami, Kunzop Juma, Chancho Ju, Jin, Jibi, Durji Hirugi, La, Tuki, Tuki, the Virgin, Korean, Gundara. Yang kan la jia jian gang dai kan do yi guo deng guo wo le wo zhe ren tu yong jie ge xie ne xiu yap jie xie de xiu ge a wa du di ne ma ra song do jie ne ru yong jie ge bei ma la ha ba yo la nian yong jie ge xie ne yap jie ge xie de xiu ne tu gu ji jie ge dong jie tu gu jie dong jie dong wa xiu jian du bian ge le ngay vi xie jiu ru a wo bei da le wo de wa bei zong wo bei zong ma da ge da ya ne da bo da ge da la bei de ne za da ne bei ga na Bodaya dara da de da da yena na bunya gabala malege da la da da na da da re da be da mara ya gara 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 ya gara ya da da ya ga da Samba ge da de na de na ru de ha yi hu he hu hang ha hong pi so ha ning ji ye ne mor bo de do je som ji ngā kye jen chen pe to la ngā wa ji du bi ngu bu xi yin ji xiao ji na ba xi ju xia xi ji na ba ra tar ba ji xia na dong la ji ru de gu ji la ne sang ji ngā xie jian tu pa hui ji ye ke yan la ji de ba na ya zhe ba te xin no de da tam ji ge de no yin mei de xiu ba ta ba wo de ren de la ge ni ge hong le wo zhen zhu 经过讲破逻辑，这个你看来说，他们这个什么那一些什么那的名字了，基本上就这个红小这个话，听练拿到话的，他们的没管球，拉样让你学这个学习，像你包括是我就我们的吧，他个红根生吧来球，这些就我他们的。 界限界为人教的界限开为他们真的，基本都是东西的，真的那么够叫人做，界限界外球啊，那哪怕都是体育送。 天文就能懂吧？也注目学茶两把，学给我的研究的大姐，都研究这些东西，没得我提上两个把，学。Okay. Perfect. So now it's 9 o'clock. Okay, now it's dedication.
Okay, so we'll do the dedication on page 24, the prayer book. Bottom of the page. By the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all beings and samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Dagungpa Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Okay, so maybe page 70 and the prayer book.
Page 17. 17?
70 or 17. Maybe get this.
For this realm, encircled by snow-covered mountains, you are the source of every benefit and bliss without exception. Tenzin Gyatso, you who are one with Avalokiteshvara, may you remain steadfast until samsara's end. Embodiment of the 3 precious jewels, Padma Pani, who holds the teachings of the Victorious One, seeing the all-goodness meaning with the wisdom eye, may you who are spontaneously established activities live long for hundreds of kalpas. Noble Manjushri, the Lord of Speech, who manifests to hold the teachings of the Triple Gem, who raises the lamp of the sage's teachings, may you who are the light of the Dharma live long for hundreds of kalpas.
Okay, so we want Tibet, page 17, back to. tong ku song bo chen je sen ze ben chen le lun do ge jo ra xiao den shu guan zhou song jie dian ba an zhen ba nga ge wan zhou ji zhen jian bei yang tu de ren men den zi wei chu ji nong wa ge jo ra xiao den shu. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. See you next time.
So tomorrow is a day off, but then we'll resume teachings again on Thursday with Khenpo Yeshi, continuing his teachings on the basic space of phenomena, or the Chuyingzo, and that will begin also at 2 p.m. So 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And Thursday morning, we will also be doing practice. So it's a little bit uncertain, so that'll be at 10 a.m. Practice will, just like we did these past 2 days. It's uncertain whether we'll continue to do the Nairatmya sadhana, or if we'll do the Hivadra middle length, but we'll do one of the two. Thursday and Friday.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay.
Sim jam na go po.